draw this. Don't worry about the face now, just the lips. I'm gonna make the lower lip shape a bit more spherical as well. I'm gonna use the crease to crease where we want to make the shape look a bit more cleaner. And yeah, that's a quick, nice, simple lips. I'm actually gonna add the ears as well, because the lips finished quite fast. So the ear starts from where the jaw ends. We're gonna use the draw sharp, draw in the jaw. Don't be afraid to leave the space. I've seen people draw the jaw in here, or they too scared and draw the jaw in here. The jaw is usually somewhere not exactly in the middle, but it's not too far from it. Okay. As well as I'm probably gonna even drag it a bit in where it's closer to the middle, not too much. Now for the ears, I just mask the shape I want. Try to be very patient on what shape you mask, because it's gonna be the basic shape of the ear. We're definitely gonna fix it with the grab tool, just keep it in mind. What lines I'm looking at, how to proportion my ear is the top of the eyelid where the bone is. It's gonna be the top of the ear as well, and usually where the nose ends, draw the line straight. I already know that my nose is too low, and I'm probably gonna make my ear lower because I didn't draw the line too straight. I'm not gonna make ear as well as big. I'm definitely gonna make my nose somewhere like here, so it's gonna be more normal, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it when I'm gonna go more in depth on the features a bit later. Okay, I'm just gonna hide. Don't worry too much. We're just trying to make a simple features. I'm gonna go to the front, then back, and draw my beautiful ears. It's gonna look like locators, but usually there is definitely visible outside of the head. Now, what's nice about drawing the ears this way is that we can invert the mask. And now we can sharpen smooth. And now I can grab the grab tool, just grab and push the mesh inside the ear, forming an actual ear shape. A very quick and simple way. Smooth. I'm gonna clear the mask, see what we got. Just move a bit. Okay, I draw it a bit too high, but not worry about now. As well, what I look in the air shape is have a nice drop. I'm just gonna draw an air shape I'm looking at. The basic one goes like this. I'm gonna try fit in. Beautiful. With clay strips, I'm gonna add more mesh at the side because the air is connected to the face. I drew it a bit too. Okay. I'm gonna use sculpt draw and sculpt in the air. I'm gonna quickly explain what shape I'm looking at as well. So inside the air, we wanna have, of course, this thickness. And two of the lines. Can I add it more better? One in here. And another one is connected, but goes this way. This usually overlays at the top. Then we gonna have an air itself. Okay, so when we have the overdrop, I'm just gonna go with it and actually show. I'm gonna use the clay strips. First, I'm just making a nice hole. Smooth. I'm gonna go back to sculpt draw because it's a bit faster to get a simple shapes. Make a quite clean cut close to the edge. Use the draw sharp. Draw a bit more inside. Very well. Smooth, 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 smooth. If you get it too slim, just like I did, I usually like using inflate. Some people use other tools. If you like to use the sculpt draw, you can actually do it, but in the advanced options, you have to use for front face only. And like go at the top, add it, or at the bottom, add it. But with the inflate, it's just gonna be faster. Okay. After a pulling, I seen that I'm missing a bit of vertices in this place. So I'm just gonna save and remesh again. Use the draw sharp to fix the air shape. Okay, let's start and drawing those shapes which I drew with the annotation. So we have a nice bowl-like shape inside the air. And another one connecting to it. I'm gonna fill a bit of this gap because I drew in way too much. I'm gonna redraw. drag this one a bit more in. Use the scope draw. Make this one bend inside the ear. And this one as well loops up and ends up in this bump. Well, that's what you get for finishing only the features of the face. Next one, I'm gonna go more in depth on every single part of the face and try to fix everything till I get more professional. But this is how mostly like your head's gonna start looking at. Congratulations for going this far into the tutorial, and now I'm gonna share you an amazing secrets on how to actually increase the level of your art of your head sculpting. So the first thing is probably that you see is that the eyes, nose, lips, and ears, as well as chin, is not enough to make your face look normal. The face has some other things, which is the bones underneath and the muscles. As well as the shape. After putting these few things, started looking a bit weird. So I'm gonna go to the back view and I'm gonna start fixing the head shape. What I'm looking at is try to get a spherical shape. The bottom part is definitely flat, it's not a sphere, but overall it's pretty spherical. The side should be flat as well, bottom pretty flat, but it follows a nice oval shape. I'm gonna go to the top view. As I told at the beginning, the back is usually thicker than the front of the scope. The side is pretty flat, but don't flatten it too much. Maybe I'll start looking a bit weird, but that's fine. I'm gonna drag in, need to hide a bit. As well as I drew the ear a bit too far, too high. The neck changes shape as well. And first fix the jaw. Everyone knows how the jaw shape should be like, but realistically, the jaw is pretty down. As a sharp cut going up. A more stylized kind of characters will definitely have it going very clean shape. I go somewhere in between and have it a bit down and up. That's what I look in forming. Don't be afraid to put on the volume, the mesh at the corners. I mean that at the side of the jaw. It's all good. Sometimes I like to crease it just so I see the shape clear. Maybe first draw sharp. It's gonna be a bit easier to follow the shape of it because it's much more visible right now. Even in the females, it's fine to do it. The face became fatter, which I'm gonna make a bit narrower. Okay, you can see that the face is changing very, very quickly. So what beginners worry about is making the features, but the exact shapes are not getting fixed. That's why everything looks so weird. Even if you're gonna get a perfect features, if your face is not fixed, it's still gonna look weird. Okay, so I told before that the nose and lips are way too much down on the face, and it's actually still bothering me. I'm gonna mask, smooth the mask. I just press A, I press and hold A and drag my mouse down and release. And I keep doing this motion and have a really smooth mask. Now I'm gonna drag it a bit more. Clear the mask. And it looks already a bit better. Another thing I told is that, yeah, we got a features, but we don't have a head, a face, muscles and bones itself. So the third thing, I like to shape a triangle. You should look at the reference photos of how the muscles are actually in the face, but I draw this one like that. And I told about the triangle. That's where I see the triangle. It's in this shape. It's where your cheek lays down, cheekbone. I'm adding this because I'm trying to make a face smoother, as well as having this go straight. I'm gonna smooth and see how it changes the head. You see, if we just add everything and we leave this empty, it's gonna look weird. That's why we add more in between to make a shape look natural, because the skin follows the features. It doesn't matter if it's a female or a man, it usually goes the same. Now, what I'm looking at the quarter view. Quarter view is what the beginners mostly miss. Is have a shape, drop to the eye. Usually have a bump. Even on the mouth you can have a bump. Draw down. Now fixing this is not that simple, because the quarter view is actually only the view where it not only depends. Okay, let's firstly say that nose looks this way, right? Remember the shape of the nose. Now, if I change it only on E-axis, it doesn't matter how I draw. The nose looks the same. The only difference is the shadow. Let's try it again. Everything looks the same. It's just the light changes. So even if it looks the same this way, if I go to side view, I see the difference. And the fourth quarter view, it doesn't matter how you go, you're always gonna see the difference. That's why you have to be very careful on how you change into Y and X axis, because it's gonna make a difference on both of those views. The simplest way is probably would be first drag in on one axis. I want to increase, so I'm dragging it out. It looks already better, but on the X it looks a bit flat, so I'm gonna drag it out on the X as well. Narrow the head. I made the chin a bit too high. Lips too separated. A nice face shape. While smoothing everything, you probably end up not gonna see a muscle groups, which is fine if you're going for stylized. But even for the realistic, you're gonna add it in everything later on anyways. I'm gonna remesh because I see a weird artifact. Save, don't forget to save. Now, what is left, it's going in further in and actually fixing every single feature again. At this point, it's very hard to keep attention of everything because one small change is gonna change the whole look of the whole face. Okay, so first, this is not gonna be enough of vertices. If you wanna go more in depth, I'm actually gonna go somewhere here, 0.009, but be very careful how you change. I'm pretty confident in my computer. Okay, even for me it's more than I need. If you have a weak PC, please be very cautious on how much you add. Okay. At 900,000, 800,000, it should be enough. Like it's lagging, even 700 and 600 gonna be enough, so don't worry about that too much. Please be very careful on how much resolution you're adding in the voxel remesher. Okay, so I drew the eye shapes, but it definitely doesn't look anything like it used to look on what I draw. Just let me fix my camera view. Okay, so first we see that the thickness is changed. That's why is the problem, which we're gonna go through probably again and again, is fixing the shapes. I'm gonna use pinch this time to pinch more resolution at the corner, I mean the side of the eyelid. I'm gonna smooth. Now I see that my eye dropped a nice looking shape, so with the grab tool I'm gonna try readjusting the shape back a little bit, not too much yet, because we're gonna do still a lot of changes. We're probably gonna change the shape. Draw sharp. small pinch, and smooth. Already looks better. Now, what we're looking at the eye when we're making it. Firstly, this one should be quite straight. They shouldn't be wobbly. Another thing very important is that the top is higher than the bottom. Top one is more front than the bottom one. Another thing is that the eyes have the cuts going through this. So we're gonna put everything in very soon. Okay, I like to go to wireframe and see how big is my eye. You probably can't see too clearly in mine, but that depends how the corner is gonna look. If you're afraid to change something in one lid, please mask it. I'm gonna actually do it right now and drag this one a bit more up, make its shape more crisp. Some smoothing. Another thing people don't notice is that the side of the nose is a bit smaller and carved in where the eye corner is. Again, as I draw sharp, I'm gonna shape up more of the bone area. Be careful how high you make. It makes a very big difference in the mood of the eye. I'm actually gonna use the mask the eye. On some matte caps, the mask looks weird. Not very visible, so be careful about that as well. I see that my mask is too big, so I'm gonna shrink. Okay, probably end up... Wait, the shrink is too strong. Let's move and sharpen. Smooth. I'm just gonna smooth a few times then. I'm gonna drag the bone a bit more down on the eye. Make a line a bit more straight. Be careful on how I shape the skull. Don't destroy the shape of the skull. Okay, use the draw sharp, and where is the corner starts, I'm gonna carve in and draw the eyelid bottom smooth. Okay, the smooth tool at the blender can be very weird. So I'm just gonna add a bit more mass by myself. Okay. Don't be afraid to use grab if you don't like how it's shaped. Now we're gonna fix the top as well. It usually does the same. This one starts from this corner where it starts bending in the corner. This one does the same. That's where your eye is starting to. Where's your eye is itself? That's where the shape is. I'm going to use the crease. Smooth. Smooth more because I see that I destroy some of the eyelid. Now we definitely have to add more mess at this. The eye shape is actually pretty complicated. It has a lot of different shapes. I'm gonna try masking out and showing you, but you definitely have to still have some reference. Try using reference images, they're extremely important. This is where that gulp of the mesh gonna be. This one as well. There's even a difference in here. This, but you don't have to keep everything in your mind. Just know that there's something at the right side on top of the eyelid where you have to draw, and it ends somewhere in here. Smooth. Now I'm just gonna add a bit more. I really don't like how Blender doesn't have any good crevices drawing tools. I'm gonna try using crease and just slowly going through it. Gonna actually draw in more on here. A lot of Blender tools destroys the previous shapes if you're trying to go very deeply in, which is annoying. But if you keep patience, you should reach what you want. Now I'm just gonna add a bit more mesh in here. It's just so the shape looks smoother itself. It's not that I'm following the muscles too much. I'm gonna use the scope draw and add a bit of bumpiness and just overall more shape to the eyelid. Add hide the eyes. Oh, I see a lot of not smooth shapes inside. And I'm gonna use the same tool to draw my corner of the eye. Looks weird for now because we have a lot of work ahead of us to go more in depth with the nose and the lips. And this time we're gonna go over the nose, but we're probably gonna finish the nose quite fast. So I'm probably gonna end up adding some more to the lips. let's not peak maybe too soon, and let's go. I'm gonna use the crease tool to try and sharpen up the shape of the nose so I actually see what's happening with it, because it's too bubbly right now. Don't forget that the nose go in. Actually, the nose didn't change too much shape. Too much shape from the